Good afternoon, everybody. This is your boy DCot for the Game Time Network, coming to you with a special occasion. I got my Warren Central 2018 state championship team with me. I got about 6 or 7 of the guys. I've got Coach Brock with me as well. Pretty excited to have you guys on. I know we've had a little bit of technical difficulty, but I'm glad we were able to get together a little bit and kind of introduce ourselves and kind of touch base. So with the audio challenges we're having, I'm gonna grab Coach Brock. He's gonna do the introduction for the players who are on the team on the call, and then we'll just spitball a little bit and kind of share that magical season from the start of the season, from Chris transferring in to Warren and going from there. And then I'll chime in with a question here or there. So go ahead, Coach. Go ahead and do your introductions while I keep my eyes on things for you.
Yes, sir. So again, I appreciate you for having us. You know, the Far East Side DubC connection and being able to have these gentlemen on the podcast with us and talk about their story, and for you to be able to ask, you know, your questions. Last time I left us off an interview, I told you they get lit. So I'm expecting, you know, some good interviews, some good questions, man. But again, some special young men. So again, just going down the line, what I can see, I got D Bell. We call him Belly, the GOAT, Far East Side legend on the field, on the court, in the community. Very special young man that we've known and all known to grow and love throughout our time. So obviously D Bell's there. Jake Moore, I see Jake Moore there. Heart and soul of the team. Jake Moore was one of the hardest workers that we had, you know, in practices when he got his opportunity. Still currently to this day, like that as well. So shout out to Jay Moore. We got Joe Rush. Make sure I put the junior on there for Big Joe. Don't get on me. Little Joe Rush, still playing now professionally alongside of Kush right now. So Joe was explosive in that. You talk about the New Albany game. We don't win that without Joe. You know what I mean? So, again, Joe Rush Jr. right there. Dino, I think Dino's with us from audio. Again, one of the most electrifying athletes to ever come through Warren Central, on the field, on the court, undersized, huge heart. Ambidextrous, can do whatever he can do with his right, with his left. Funny guy. So Dino's on the call. I think we got Antoine Cushenberry. Used to be a Wildcat. We welcomed him in as a Warrior. He came in, fit the mold, and did what he did. He's actually in the gym right now, continuing to do what he's always done, which is work hard. So Antoine Cushenberry. Who else we got?
I think we got everybody.
Yeah, so that's, that's the Warren Central,
So we want to talk about that season, right, and share some things. And those that can't hear me, we'll be able to pass it on to them. So that sectional started out at Tech, right? We had a tough game. That Lawrence Central game was tough. You're talking about defensive struggle. So Coach, talk a little bit about that Lawrence Central game. Think about it, we're undefeated, right? And we go into that game highly favored, but win it by 5, 47-42. What was going on in your mind on those sidelines as that fourth quarter came about and the game was snug?
Yeah. Well, we've been here before. That's what's going on in my mind on the sideline. Again, that year, I commented on that. We weren't blowing a lot of teams out by large margins, but what they were doing was continuing to chop. Their motto was can't fold, won't fold. And that's exactly what they did. So on the outside looking in, people may have been, worried, but I promise you in those moments, looking down the sidelines, looking at the benches, looking on the floor, it wasn't a worrying moment. They always had an even keel. They always were together as brothers. So, again, tough one. We obviously at LC was loaded that year. A lot of the teams we played individually were loaded with talent, but collectively, I never thought anybody would be better than us on the floor.
Right. We talked about heart, right? We talked about on our last conversation about that heart. And, we here on this east side, we love talking about, hey, the pride of the east side. It came through in a lot of those situations with these young men as players, and also galvanizing them together, which I really was impressed with. So with that said, we take care of Lawrence Central. Then we move on to my second most hated high school team, and that's Ben Davis, right? You got a 6'7", 300-pound mammoth in the middle, And I wish my man Jesse Bingham was on because I felt so bad for him at the start of the game, right? Because, he's probably giving up, 120 pounds, maybe in that area?
Yes, sir.
So talk a little bit about that because you had a good story about that Ben Davis game. I think that was at Southport, if I remember right.
The Southport Regionals.
Right. Yeah. So talk about that, and as the game went on, as I think it's Juwan, forget his last name, got the technical foul, he cuts the ref out, and let's talk about that and make some of those Ben Davis people feel a little bit bad again.
Well, yeah, I love doing that anyway.
Absolutely.
But yeah, again, another talented team. You talk about DeJuan Jones was his name. Then you had obviously Aaron Henry and some other guys. I want to say Wyndham might have played on that team at the time. So they were loaded. Individually, like I said. But again, we put together a scheme that would put us in the best position to beat them. And we got some dogs, man. Again, they might have some dogs out west, but we got a different breed on the Far East side. So we knew exactly what they would do, and they would execute. They were cerebral about the game plans that we put together, and they went out there and did that to a T. When some players, don't obviously buy into exactly what the coach's plans are, they did that, man. So it was obviously easy to coach those guys, and that's why the history was made. Warren Central's been around for a long time. There's been one state championship team, and again, that's a testament to who they are, as individuals and as brothers.
Definitely. D-Barrel, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I want to hear you. I want to hear your perspective. I'm going to go around and get your perspective on this Ben Davis thing because again, second most hated team for me ever in high school. But I want to get your perspective as a guy going up against Ben Davis, and what were you thinking?
Now, was this for the regional or just for the whole totality of the season?
I'm talking Ben Davis now. We're going to get to that great banker that you just told me about, but we're going to start with Ben Davis first at the Southport Regional.
Going in, we knew they was a good team because we played them twice earlier in the season. Played them like the fourth game of the year. Then we played them for the county championship, end up winning. It's always hard to beat a team 3 times, especially with the type of D1 athletes that they have with Aaron Henry, DeWine, Jalen. Then they had, a lot of key aspects that was coming off the bench. But I just think, at the end of the day, we wanted it more. We understood what was at stake for us of accomplishing an undefeated season and being able to play in the state championship. So it was a very attention to detail. It was a dog fight. We went to overtime. Luck was on our side, and as throughout the season, the entire time, and it was a good squad, man. But out east, we always try to get the better of them each chance we can.
Love it. I love that. That was a crazy game, right? Late tech overtime. You on pins and needles. I know you all were amped up, but in the stands we were amped up too, and I know y'all heard it. And that's important, right? To support Warren, no matter who we're playing. Yes, it was Ben Davis, but one of the things that I saw on this side of town was how people rallied around not just you all, but the ladies as well. And I'm gonna have the ladies on at one time sooner or later as well too, because they had a hell of a run as well. But since I got the fellas on, we're gonna talk about the fellas, right? So anybody else want to chime in on that Ben Davis? Coach said y'all get lit. We can share hate against Ben Davis if we want. But they don't run nothing around here. Ain't nothing censored on the Ben Davis side. So anybody want to chime in on that piece?
Big dog Joe Rush, can you hear me? Little Joe.
Check with Dean, see if Dean can hear you.
Dino.
Yup.
Yeah. Now, question. We're talking about the Ben Davis regional game. We just wanted to kind of get your take on, how that went. What you were experiencing through there. We comment on any hate you want to give to Ben Davis. This is the platform to do so. This is DubC land. So, go ahead and give us your insight on that.
Nah, for sure. Nah, I start off BD start off just with the history. You know that purple it just do something to you, especially like just being coming up from like middle school and stuff. You hear all the rivalries and stuff. You're not allowed to wear purple on the football field, nothing like that. They're gonna make you turn around, go back into the locker room. So that hatred right there built up early for me personally. And then like just as far as that game though, I think we had already beat BD like twice already before that. So like we knew they had something to prove, coming in with a chip on their shoulder, but like we wasn't worried about none of that. We had like good staff, good game plan. We game planned them up just from their previous games, seeing how they guarded certain screens, on ball screen, off ball screens. So I mean, really, that game just came down to preparation for real. We prepared. We was already in playoffs, so I mean, we've been preparing great up until that point, but that specific game, I feel like, I mean, from the top down, from coaches to the players, we really just out game planned them and outplayed them. So that right there was a good win for us for sure.
Coach, I want to tie into that backcourt, right? You know, that backcourt gets a lot of praise, right? Talking about Dean and Kush, right? And you know, having Kush, he jumped out. Okay, but asking Dean about that backcourt, what did he think about that backcourt during that? Did he think during that season it was going to be as electric and also as memorable as it's been in this 8 years, and people still talking about that damn backcourt?
Is that for me, Cot?
Yeah, just asking Dean because I don't think he can hear me yet.
Yep, got you. That's me. I need you to repeat that. I'm sorry, I was trying to get the joke.
Just the backcourt with him and Kush. You know, did he realize what they were doing during the season? And you talking about 8 years later, and these guys are still being talked about as one of the best backcourts in Warren Central history.
Yeah. Dino.
Yo, I'm here.
Yeah, another one. I want you to kind of comment on the backcourt of, you know, the tandem of you and Antoine Cushenberry, and did you realize how dynamic of a duo you two would be, you know, at that moment, you know, obviously playing in there, you know, and then obviously in hindsight you can look back and know what it was, but how was it, you know, playing alongside of a backcourt mate like that, and you know, how'd you guys piggyback off each other to be so tiny and still get, you know, such big results at the end of the day?
So all right. So the crazy part about that, like when I first seen it, it was like late July. Like we was still in AAU season. It was like our last tournament, and I played on Eric Gordon AAU team EG10. And once Cal Netterip had tweeted it out, I had showed some of my teammates on my AAU team. Y'all see, we just got Kush. We about to win state for sure now. And they ain't believe me. And it was some North Central dudes on there, some Pike dudes on there. So we all made a bet, like if we was gonna beat them or not. And I called it in July. Like to this day, they still ain't paid me. I still got a couple prices on their head, but
Right, put
it's
their
all
names out, man. Put their names
it's
out.
all.
That's right.
Yeah,
Put
we
him out there.
got Tyreek Johnson. I know y'all
Oh, he cut out.
know.
Yeah, they don't.
He was getting ready to get good too.
He about to go crazy. Told you they on standby.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, while he's doing that, I want to go ahead and pass a little bit over to Joe because I shared with Joe. He's back now. Maybe not. Joe, go ahead. We'll pass it over to you. What your thoughts were?
Connection messed it up on me.
No, well, yeah, you're good now. You're good. You went back mute again. Go ahead, Joe. We'll go ahead and tap you in.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, we was letting you go ahead and hit your hit list, man. We left off with Johnson. I wrote his name down. Where we at?
Yup, Tyreek on there. My boy Day, he was they starting point guard, North Central starting point guard. I think my boy Boogie was on there too from Cathedral. Yeah, it's a couple more. I just got to think off the top of my head, but it was like late July, and I told him all that, and then we had made the bet, and I haven't even like met Kush for real yet. I mean, we always like played against each other and everything, so like it was like a mutual like I wouldn't say like hate. I mean, kind of hate, but just like competition. I knew he was coming in and compete, and really, that's how we bonded for real. Like, I don't want nobody that's finna be at war with me and they ain't finna compete. And I knew since day one when I knew he came in and was like, man, I already be in the gym every day, like before school even start. Like, my mom dropped me, school ain't even start. Like, okay, we got some special bond, right? Honestly, like he always was.
I think he's in a dead spot. I'm gonna go ahead and mute him.
Yes,
I'm
Like
gonna mute him, Joe. I'm gonna
new
go ahead and
basketball and
let you
everything
go.
like that. That wasn't anything I was worried about.
yeah, you go ahead
Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. What question you asked me?
Yeah, it's Ben Davis. It's your floor, man. This is our show. This is a Warren Central show. Go at him if you want. Talk
You said
about what you thought.
Ben Davis?
Yes, sir.
Is it like a particular game or just like them
That regional finals game.
that game, I ain't really play a lot that much. Like the first half I got in, I played somewhat, probably like 6 minutes maybe. I got out. But then like the rest of the game, like I wasn't really seeing the floor until like Dean came over to the bench and told coach like he like what are you doing? Like we need him in, like put him in right now. And it was kind of like the going down the stretch to the final stretch of the game. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of had like I was kind of in my head, not really mad at the coach. I was mad at Byers. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad at Byers because he wasn't putting me in, and I felt like the game could have been separated earlier than that. But I had to come in and do what I had to do. I think I turned the ball over because I was being nonchalant, and then my teammates they got on my trail. My cousin D-Bell, Kush, Dean, they all like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Lock in. And shoot, time ticking down. Me versus dude on the island at the top. I'm DPOY, so I get a steal for the game. I seal it. And
So
them just bragging rights, man. I get to pop it. I grew up with all them. I actually grew up out west. So I used to play with Aaron, Keyshawn, a lot of those guys on that team. So that was really just like bragging rights for me.
okay. So you talked about right. You
I can't hear
weren't
you,
getting.
D-Cut.
Did I go mute again? Let me try. Is this better?
Nope. I can't hear you.
Coach, I was going to ask him. He didn't get to play a lot, right?
Who that? Dean? Dean, you can relay the message?
No,
Or
I
Can you hear
got
me?
you. Can you hear me?
I better go. Yep, I can hear you.
I'm gonna relay the message, then, Coach. Just
Yeah.
basically, not getting a run, right? And I know you're getting your head a little bit, but when the first moment he got into the game, what was his first thought on what he was going to do to show Coach he don't want to come back out this damn game again?
Yeah, he could probably comment on this more than one game, but he just wants you to kind of talk about, obviously sitting on the bench, being hyped up, knowing what you can do as far as changing the game, and you sitting, on the bench, your mindset and what you thought about what you're going to do to make sure that he doesn't take me out this game again. So just kind of talk about that. Again, you can talk about the Ben Davis game, but I know you've had that experience a lot, so just kind of speak on that.
Yeah. Honestly, it just comes from like where I come from. It's like just being up against adversity. So like whether it's like one particular play, like you know what I'm saying, we go dunk, Mr. Dunk, he take me out. He say something where he just don't like the fact that I'm shooting threes. And me, I ain't gonna lie, I had the utmost amount of confidence. So I was going and I was shooting the shots, even though he'd tell me not to. Like really kind of just a obnoxious brother. Feel me? Middle child situation. So just being obnoxious and just I'm honestly happy that I was though, because if I wasn't, we wouldn't even have got that far. And I just come in and just be a spark, man. Like I already knew if Jacoby go in, he get 2 fouls early, I'm coming right in. So I wasn't even tripping off coming off the bench. I just had to perfect my role with that.
Okay. And I like hearing that, right? Because and Coach, in this situation, we hear a lot about Dean, D Bell, Jesse, these guys, Cush, and all that like that. And the one of the things I'm glad Joe's on, right? And others, because everybody contributed to that team, man. And we talked about this. Just because this, you're getting say 12 minutes a game, that doesn't mean you're not impacting that team, especially during practice. making those guys better, right, and making them hungry. And I love hearing that out of him, right? So I don't know, Dean, if you can hear me now or you can hear Coach now. Coach, you probably hear you.
Dino. No, he can't hear me.
Okay. Yeah.
Dino.
Hey, folks, we're having a little bit of audio issues here with StreamYard, but we're gonna make it through this. So, Coach, I'm gonna leverage on you a little bit on this, right? So we take care of Ben Davis. We're going down south. I remember we had a ticket drive, if I remember right, at the school, and we had they were asking parents to get tickets for students, right? And I still got the picture of me there in the lobby with the AD at the time was my neighbor, and you were having some fun with it and everything. Talk about your preparation as a coach, going up against supposedly the invincible, right? And I want to hear that from you because I think that's important for people to hear how bad we are on the east side.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. When I talked to him again, I had never won state as a player, as a coach, or anything. I wanted the easiest route. I didn't even want them to win. But when I tell you, every one of those guys that were playing, they wanted to play them. So first of all, I didn't even want to play them. I was like, you know what? I'd rather take the easy route. Hopefully they lose. They like, nah, we don't want it that way. We want to play him. Since they think he's the one, that's who we want to play. So that's first and foremost. That tells you how they were. So that alone gave me the confidence. Like, okay, if they ready, obviously we got to put them in the best position. So, hours and hours of film work obviously goes into preparing for that. Looking at matchups, looking at who, like you said, can come off and give a spark in certain situations. Just being ready for every moment possible before it happens, so that when it does happen, it's like second nature. So that's what went into that, obviously. And again, those guys coming in to work, like I said, listening to us, buying into what the process was. We had some arguments as players, as coaches. They were boisterous, as you can tell. They're gonna let you know how they feel. And again, as coaches, you got a team who's been on there and they're on a 30 game win streak. If you're not listening to them, you the problem. So
right.
I think that was a strength of ours as coaches is we trusted them just as much as they trusted us. And that's deadly going into a situation like that, no matter where we were. Again, the game we're not winning until the last shot. You know what I mean? But again, in a game that we still feel like we're going to win without being up for that amount of time. So just preparation, being prepared, and then just going out and executing.
And I'm hoping this is a question I want to get to Dean. I want to hear how much trash talk was going on in that game. Yeah. That's all. I don't know if Dean can hear or not.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah,
I want to know that.
Yeah, my stuff keep going in and out on the way to the crib. My bad.
That's okay. That's okay. Nobody's finding us for this. This is our show.
Yeah, we good. Dino, man, we back. We on to the New Albany game. You remember that game?
Yeah, can't forget that.
Okay, I didn't think you could. So we just want to know again how much trash talking was going on between you, the team, our team. Because again, even as a coach, I want to know this because I'm not as privy to it because I know how to get my little nuances off when I'm on a game where the referee can't hear and do that. How much of that was going on during the game, or was it just stay focused, play ball, we'll talk at the end of the game?
The the crazy thing, like with our team, like most of our team, like we real, like we talk our stuff, but like we like speak when spoken to, or like if somebody poked the bear type thing. So at first it started off like kind of quiet, and then like the moment and the crowd and everything just start to get to you. So we get down a little bit, and then there they go get the poking the bear. We come in cool, just trying to handle business. They get the poking the bear. They up probably 8, whatever they up. They get the poking the bear, and now it's just go time after that. Once one person say something, then it's like we got the whole 15 rallying behind. So like I don't really know no specifics that was said, but I definitely know the bear was poked though for sure.
Yeah. DCot, if you don't mind, this Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I don't know if DCot had this on the questions or not, but seeing that game, to me, all of you guys had a great game.
Yeah.
We don't win that game without how you play offensively, defensively, playing freely. I think a lot of the team would say that you were a spark to them and kind of fired them up in a way. How did you relish in that role, and how did you, take that moment with everything going on, looking up thousands and thousands of people and still be able to stay locked in on your job?
Honestly, I've been there before. So that type of situation, like that wasn't my first go round, like, in semi-state. And I just knew that moment right there was like bigger than like any other moment that had occurred in my life. You know what I'm saying? So like right there, I just feel like I had to do it for my brothers. Like we was going in that situation, like that game right there brought a different dog out of everybody, out of each person on the team. Because I'll tell you this one thing that a lot of people don't know. That game, nobody ate before the game. Not one
Nah,
person
that's
on the
facts.
team, not one person on the team ate before the game, bro. I swear we was getting full of Gatorade.
Yeah, I had none
Bro,
of
we
that
got
chicken.
full of Gatorade, bro. I promise you. But like,
Yeah,
nah, that game right there specifically, like, I just knew it was like a different state. Like, and we all wanted to go to college, and we was playing the number one player in the state, number 3 in the country. Like, we just knew for sure that game we had to go in there. And my dogs, they was behind me, and I was front line with them every time. I go to war with them anytime, man.
You know, it's funny, Coach. I got that video on my reel, right, of David going down, banging it off the glass, right, and to this day, 8 years later, it still feels like it just happened, right? Because all the talk about he's going to Indiana, and Indiana's the school, right, for basketball, right, here in Indiana. He's going to IU. All these things, this it won't be close. They've been lucky. They're just kids from the east side. All of that, right? And then when it happened, the team was down. But I love hearing what Joe was just saying. There was no quit. And said, we didn't eat anything because we were going to eat on the court, right? And I love hearing that because that matters as well too. So that's a fired up thing, and I love hearing it. So then we go to state, right? Now we're going to talk about team I hate the most, and I'm going to the finals. I'm not even dealing with the previous game. I'm going against Carmel. That first half, right, Coach? Listen, we're regular here, so you gotta tell me how pissed were you in that first half? Because listen, we're all biased for our school, right?
exactly.
And all I thought was, here we go again. Carmel, Warren Central, they're doing it to us again, right? And I kid you not, I really want to get on that court, and I wasn't going to hoop either. But so tell me, Coach, what you're thinking about, and then what you're telling the players doing that. That I think you all went 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes without a bucket.
Without a bucket.
So I want to hear that one.
Yeah. So and I'm gonna go back to there's a Terre Haute, maybe South game we're playing, the regional semi-state. And I brought them all together. You know what I mean? I told him, I said, because it was another guy over there named Harry Marshall, played at Indiana State. And he had called me. I played with him a couple men's leagues. He's like, man, y'all have no chance of beating us. Like, we get up and down. Ooh. So I brought them all in. I said, listen, I know how we've been playing, how we've been beating teams. I said, come out and show them that we can play this way too. Like, we can get up and down. It's just the fact that this is what the coach, his scheme is. So you guys have relished that and played it. Man, come out here and blast them. So they blasted him. I'm looking down at Harry while we up 30. And that's how we really get down. Like, if we was playing how we wanted to play, that's how it would be. So in the Carmel game, we're down. I think Byers calls a timeout and he tells them, hey, if you don't do this, they're about to run you off the floor. Cool. He gets on top. I bring him in. I said, man, play our game. We're not going to beat them at their game. Period. At all. So again, make them play our game. And as you can see, after that, they flying around. But I said, whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna foul us out there. They want to call 100 fouls, let them do that. But we're not going out to figure out how to play like Carmel at all. We can play both ways. They can't play this way.
Absolutely.
So again, they bought into that, turned up, and you saw how it was. It got wicked out there for them.
Yeah. That end of the second quarter gave me hope, right? I was blood pressure was probably 200 over 200 in that first quarter going to second. But the end of the second quarter, I calmed down. Dean helped me out. I got to give Dean helped me out because if it wasn't for that stretch he had, I don't know. So with that says halftime, right? I think we're down. I want to say 7 or 6 or 7, something like that. If I remember off the top.
It was down 6.
We're down 6. Okay, so you got me. So now we go into the second half, and I told my wife, I said, those guards are going to. I forget that guard, their point guard's name for Carmel, but I said he's going to have the worst.
One of them.
Cole Johnson.
With the red cheeks.
Cole Jenkins.
Real
Cole
ruby
Jenkins.
red cheeks.
Yep, Cole Jenkins.
And I'm gonna tell you why I remember him, right? And I said he hadn't seen anything. I said those boys getting cussed out in that locker room. They getting mad. They're hearing everybody from the east side talk about y'all gonna go all the way here and let Carmel beat y'all after they've done this for us for years. I said he gonna catch hell on wheels. Second half comes, then you got this 5'7" stretch point guard named Dean Tate makes a decision to say, nah, it's nothing else. I don't know if he can hear me now, but Coach, I want to ask Dean about that. What was he thinking in that second half, each possession? Because here's the last piece for mine. At the end of the game, he's at the free throw line. His cheeks are as red as Indiana red.
Yeah.
I told my wife, ain't no way in the hell he hitting these free throws. I said, they've been wearing him out all game. So, in the big Jumbotron, they showed his face. I said, I'm just cut. I said, watch this shit. He missing both of them. And he bricked them up. So I want to ask Dean, after you asked Dean about that second half, what his mindset was. And then on top of that, he's our leading scorer as well.
Man. Yeah. They know. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So before I'm gonna make a segue into the question I'm asking. So I know you was talking about, God, you got me going down memory lane.
I love it, man.
When you say it was hell on wheels, you got to think there's also an intricate part where they come in and they push Dean, and we swarm them like that. And you can see, if you watch the video, you can see me while the other coach is trying to go, and I'm like, nah,
we talking about state.
Yeah, the state game. So we had the Carmel game. So again, that's how they came out. But the question, Dean, how'd you feel about obviously the change? We coming out second half. What did you think you were going to do, or what did you know you were going to do, to win that game offensively and defensively? I think they had maybe 16 turnovers as a tandem, those two guards. So what was your mentality on doing that, trying to solidify and get that, get that win, that state championship win?
Yeah, really, shoot. Even state and the whole playoff run, I had a sour taste just off of how the football season went. Like, we was so close to getting me 2 rings, or shoot, even getting Jobo 2 rings. And it's like, we didn't came that close again. If I got any part to play, like, my hands got to do with it, and we gonna come out on top. So that's really just rallying the troops, like how we did all season. Like, we went 32-0, and it wasn't easy. So it's really rallying the troops, analyzing the situation. Like, we all been here before. What we got to do, how we gonna do it, and let's do it. It went really just like that. Like, we knew they wasn't more skilled than us, so it's like, now what do we got to do different? Like, what adjustments do we got to make? Whether it's more ball pressure, whether it's more screen to get people open, or if it's just being more aggressive, going to the basket, making the ref call a foul instead of hoping he call a foul. So really just analyzing everything, making them adjustments, and really just staying cool, calm, like we did all season, knowing that if we did everything we was supposed to do, we was gonna come out on top.
And Coach, also, as he lays, I think he was what, 13 to 15 from the line on top of that, something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And he probably played damn near the whole game, or if he's out maybe a little bit.
He coming out again. We had a group of guys again on it. They played the bulk of the minutes. Although Joe May came off the bench, once he got in, he played starter minutes. And then there were a group of other guys who were on the bench who may not have even gotten in. You wouldn't have been able to tell by their demeanor. But yeah, Dean Stills, he's gonna knock down those free throws. He knows, because again, those he knows those points add up. Dean can shoot the ball with his right, with his left. Like I said, when I talk about one of the best athletes to come through, Dean's been like that as a youngster, 8th grade, coming in practicing with us. So
free throws is just stealing points.
Yeah.
I like hearing that. I love hearing that. So I know we've had some good dialogue. I hate the fact that we had some of the guys had to fall off. And Coach, I want you to share with the viewers. I mean, we all collectively got together and said we're going to get on at this time. But hey, we're not just sitting around watching TV. We got guys that are doing big things. And Coach, I want you to outline that for the viewers. Starting, if you want to go alphabetically, if you want to go shortest to tallest, that'd be Dean going first in. But whatever it works, you can go down the line and talk about what our Warriors are still doing 8 years later after a title run, impacting this city, the East Side, and also doing big things for themselves as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll go with those who aren't on there, and then I'll allow Dean and Joe, who are on, to kind of speak on theirs.
Okay.
But obviously, and I'll start with D-Bell. Obviously, D-Bell went to Purdue, All-American, wide receiver, got drafted by the Browns. Was able to play at least, I think, 3 or 4 seasons before an injury. And obviously, we talk about as athletes and former athletes. For me, what the next step in your process is when the ball stops. And Dean is an activist around the city. He still has a community event, I want to say, on the 25th. I'll give you the information for you to post so that we don't mess up the dates, where the kids can come out, get book bags, things like that, get ready for school, back to school. He'll talk to them about health, how to keep themselves together, how to get through adversity, adversity he's faced, personal, trials and tribulations, just to inspire. So we talk about D-Bell. They talk about how great of an athlete he is, but even more so great of a young man, and he's going to continue to do that. And the Far East Side is behind him. He's behind the Far East Side. So obviously, shout out to D-Bell. Jacoby Robinson to McKendree. Again, all these guys were able to go and play and have great careers in college. I played Jacoby's the older, the family guy now. So I like to put that out because, again, I like to talk about them being great men, great fathers, great husbands. Jacoby is that. I think Jacoby's driving trucks, still going to the city league. I pulled up and Jacoby had 25, 30 fresh off what they say off the couch. What I mean? So if he wanted to still play like that, he could. But again, he's doing what he needs to do for his family. So obviously, shout out to him. Antoine Cushenberry, who was on playing professionally with the Lebanon Leprechauns, as well as Joe Rush. He's in the gym right now, still continuing to pursue his dreams and his aspirations. Cush is real big. One thing I love about Cush is he makes sure that he puts God at the forefront of what he does. You'll never hear him being shy about who his Savior is and really speaking the gospel. So I love the fact that he's grounded and rooted in that. Again, great family, great young man. He's going to continue on his career and be successful. Who we got? We got, I'm missing Jameson. Jameson Smith was one of the guys on there.
Jalen too.
Yep, Jameson on that team. Jameson is one of our coaches at Creston. He's coaching there. He's our head coach at the 8th grade level, coaching AAU. So he's still staying involved in the game, still working in the corporate world as well. But again, he still finds time to give back to a situation that gave so much to him. So shout out to him. Let's see who else we got.
With Jesse.
With the young boy.
We had Jesse. Yeah.
The young boy Malik Stanley, who was the freshman. He got to watch those guys do something. Malik was a super talented freshman. He was on that state championship team. Went to Barry University. I want to say he's at least top 2 or 3 in scoring there at Barry University. And I'm sure he's going to pursue, obviously, playing professionally because this was his last year. So shout out to Malik. Jesse Bingham. Man, the utility knife. Jesse would do everything, that most players didn't want to do. Jesse was one of those guys, again, maybe sacrificing some individual success or accolades for the team. That was Jesse at the heart of everything. Jesse will be hosting a youth camp for boys and girls at Warren Central. I want to say Saturday. Again, don't quote me on the date or time, but I will send you that. I think it was $25 to sign up, but you'll come in. I think it's a 2-day. You'll come in, get some knowledge, get some fundamentals. He's still giving back. Jesse was playing recently in Portugal professionally. So, obviously, again, continuing his playing career, and anytime that you can, do that and get paid to do something you love, that's a blessing. And like I said, still having the opportunity to come back and make sure that he feeds the youth with that. So I think
I think you may have hit it. We Jalen.
Jalen Styles, my fault.
Yeah.
Boog is man, he going viral right now. Boog was on one yesterday. But yeah, Boog's in the the TNC 1v1 is one of the top quote unquote small guards in the space. So still playing, finding his niche as far as basketball and making sure that he's able to continue what he does. Funny story about Boog. Boog was probably one of the most competitive players in that group. You know what I mean? Again, Boog didn't play as much as, the other guys. Came to work hard every day, obviously did what he needed to do to make sure that they were prepared. But we're in, I want to say, sectionals, maybe even regionals. And I got the quote-unquote, the B team. Okay. Boog's on my team. Now, we at Southport, so it might have been regional. Boog's on my team. And when I tell you he's killing them, he's killing them. He's hitting shots from everywhere, you know what I mean? And Jalen plays a certain type of way. One-on-one was definitely made for him. That is, that's his style of play. And then, he's killing. I think they beating the first team and embarrassment. He's like, man, you might need to play Stamps. I'm like, I told you Stamps got, Stamps got some go. It's just in a certain system, it works out. So, again, shout out to him. He has a game tomorrow. We actually going to have a watch party. The fella's going to pull up. We're going to pull up, support him and watch him. So they're on, like I said, tncleague.com. Pull up, watch Jay Boog. He comes through, talks to the youth for me too, and he's a superstar to them in his own right. So, shout out to Boog.
Good deal.
Oh, God, that might be.
Good deal. And like I say, all those links, every link you got, I want to post them on our page. And I don't know, Joe, you can hear me. And one of the things that we do on our show, man, and what we do giving back to Warren, I'm meeting with the reunion group tomorrow to talk about putting some of our information on the Warren Central page, right? Because they're afraid that they want you selling stuff, and I get all that. I'm not selling anything, man. Yeah. This is DubC, period, right? And I want people to know that we're talking about Warren, and all we want people to do is subscribe, to watch what we're talking. Because my co-host is a Warren Central grad. My theme song, Cot's Theme, is by Warren Central grad Marcus Watts. Not sure if y'all know the name Marcus Watts. Then Evan Wilson is our web designer, also Warren Central grad, doing an internship up at US Steel up in Gary right now. He's going to graduate from Ball State in 2.5 years, 3 years at the most. Yeah, so that's what we've got. We made sure we tied into DubC, and I want to get all those links. I want to connect with all you guys again. We got the chat group, and I'll be chiming in there as well too. But I really appreciate y'all being on with me. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, but Coach, you helped me navigate a little bit. This has been a blessing for me, talking to you guys, man, seeing y'all from afar, and just letting the viewers know this ain't the last time. Y'all might get tired of Warren Central people talking, because as soon as something good come on that we're doing or something that we're trying to do in the community, y'all gonna hear about it.
Yes, sir.
So definitely appreciate the love. Y'all stay contacted with me as well too. I showed, somebody asked me earlier how long we've been doing the show, since early April of last year. We've grown by leaps and bounds. And if you're not doing anything Saturday evening, we got a live show at Bigsy Sports Grill on Brookville Road, right off of 465. We're going to be giving away 4 sets of Fever tickets. I got a contact at the Pacers, so I got 4 sets of Fever tickets. We got game time gear. We're going to give away drink specials. We've got some cards we're going to do. We're going to do some other stuff as well too. So it's going to be a nice 1-hour show. We're going to talk about what we've done this last 4 months, and then we're going to talk about what's next for the Game Time Network, and then tying into that Warren Central family. So if, those who are interested, by all means, come on out at 7 to 8. We hang out. We have some. I ain't buying nobody no beer or nothing. You want to get you some water, I'll buy you some water. But other than that, you on your own. but come on out, guys. We'll connect again and again. But again, I appreciate you all being on. Joe, Dean, hanging in there. Dean, you and I, we're gonna connect again, because me and Dean been trying to connect. Dean, how was that? January? We started trying to connect, something like that. He can't hear me, but I think it was January since we were trying to connect. So yeah. So we're gonna do that for sure. And Joe, we'll connect as well too, man. I like to connect with you as well, and we'll do some big things in the community.
Yes, sir.
So again, everybody, thanks for watching the show, you all. Thanks for watching this recording. It's gonna post up probably within the next.
We didn't let the two guys on pop their stuff. We said we're gonna.
Okay, good part. My bad. I forgot. My bad. So
I want to hear what they got going on.
So we'll let Joe go first since he can hear me, and then we'll let Dean go.
Okay. Well, yeah, Brock already said it. Like me, right now I just got through playing professionally, still pursuing my career, chasing my dreams and aspirations. And also I'm on the 1v1 scene too. I gotta get back. I took a little step back because I got hurt, but I gotta get myself right and get back out there, pursue some of my dreams, go get HVAC certificates. You know me, I'm just going to get a blue collar job after it's all said and done when I'm done hooping,
And anything I can help you with, Joe, you got my number and everything. Connect with me, man. I'm all in.
Okay, appreciate it.
Definitely.
Dano, what you got going on, man? Tell the people.
Yo, so like, hold on. That's it. This is what's going on right now.
Yes, sir.
What you've been doing since, and what what you doing currently, occupation wise. What your next step is? What can we be looking out from Dean?
Yo, so well, first, I don't know if little DC a junior or not, but I gotta shout out DC. I gotta shout out DC. That's your son. He the one that kind of introduced us. He let me run it up at the workplace a little bit before I could go chase my goals and my dreams. So but right now I'm coaching college football. I'm in year 3 right now. I'm at Marion University coaching offense, co-recruiting coordinator, receiving coach. Uh, I was coaching at Wittenberg, a small D3 2 years ago. That's where I got my feet wet at. I've been at Marion the last 2 seasons. Last year we ain't lose a game in NAIA, so we already set the bar, we set the standard, so nothing going on less than that. But yeah, other than that, really just been coaching football. I've been trying to get into real estate property. I just bought me a property, trying to build on that, trying to find something to make my money make money. But other than that, just trying to keep finding a way to keep progressing for real.
Definitely. I love that, man. I love that. Coach, again, big thanks to you. The neighborhood always sticking out for each other. That's a given, right? We'll continue to kick in. Also, I was told that my man Josh Jones is going to be in town sometime soon, doing some recruiting things. So I'm gonna try to get him on. Maybe have him even come to the house, and we can do a little something.
Yeah. Now I saw him. He was actually in town for the Charlie Hughes, the tournament that we played in. So I got to chop it up with him, and talk about some old days. But yeah, he talked about. This is what he told me though. This is what made me mad. He said, Brock. He said, you know how much money you would have made off it? He was just saying, how much did you have? I'm like 20. He said, we'd have gave you 350 at least. I'm like, my God.
Hey, money talk now, boy.
So, listen, I'm sick. So I want my back pay. Man, yeah, but that's a blessing for them kids to go out there and do that, man. But man, imagine. Yeah, 350. I need that now.
Man, they trying to bring NIL to high school.
Yeah, in the state, yeah. And I'm gonna have a Cots corner on that too, Coach. The NIL, I'm big on this, and I've been doing a lot of studying on the NIL piece, and I'm gonna do a Cots corner on that. And it'd be great to kind of have you on, maybe get Josh on, maybe Dean on since he's coaching in college. Kind of get some different perspectives as well regarding that too, man, because it ain't going away.
No,
it ain't going away. So it's definitely something to talk about. But again, like I said, I definitely appreciate the love, you all give me today. It matters, and we're going to reconnect for sure. And again, viewers, appreciate you all for hanging in there with the challenges we have. But this has been solid, been real solid. And I'm going to chime in the chat. Like I say, give me every link that everybody got for something so we can go on the Game Time Network page.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got
for sure. Hey, guys, again, thanks again. Appreciate y'all very much. Thanks for watching, everybody. You all be safe and take care of yourselves.